Welcome to TCM, everyone. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Tonight we are featuring two films with one of the biggest stars of the 1950s, Kim Novak. First, Novak co-stars in the second film she made with Jimmy Stewart, a romantic comedy with a supernatural theme based on a Broadway hit. From 1958, directed by Richard Quine, Bell, Book and Candle. Novak is a free-spirited witch who owns an art shop in New York. Jimmy Stewart plays a publisher who catches her eye, but he's engaged to someone else who doesn't look like Kim Novak. Novak's challenge then is to win Stewart over without resorting to spells. The top-tier cast also includes Jack Lemmon as Novak's jazz-loving warlock brother, Elsa Lanchester and Hermione Gingold as fellow witches, as well as Ernie Kovacs as a drunken writer. Stewart and Novak had just worked together on a much darker, more complex film, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. And Stewart, who was turning 50, decided this would be his last time out playing a romantic lead. At this point in her career, Novak was at the peak of her stardom after successes in Picnic, opposite William Holden, The Eddie Duchin Story with Tyrone Power, and The Man with the Golden Arm and Pal Joey, both with Frank Sinatra. For the first time, she was also receiving critical respect for her work in Vertigo. Though she also delivered solid performances in those other pictures, some critics were slow to catch on. From 1958, also with Janice Rule and a Siamese cat named Pyewacket, and Technicolor cinematography by James Wong Howe. This is Kim Novak and Jimmy Stewart in Bell, Book and Candle. Jimmy Stewart was happy to be working again with his Vertigo co-star Kim Novak on Bell, Book and Candle, but he wasn't thrilled about the film's director, Richard Quine. Novak worked long and hard to convince Stewart otherwise, and 2 days before shooting was scheduled to begin, Stewart found out why Novak was so supportive of Quine. They'd been involved with each other for several years. Quine also directed Novak along with Kirk Douglas 2 years later in a 1960 film, Strangers When We Meet, and Novak and Quine got engaged. Novak, though, eventually broke it off. Novak made fewer films in the 1960s, and by the middle of the decade, she left Hollywood to head north to her home in Big Sur. In the 1990s, she moved to Oregon, where she still lives, working as a poet and a visual artist, and serving as a loyal friend to us at TCM. Up next, Kim Novak stars in a romantic comedy from the early 1960s.